guys, so today I thought I would do a video on foundations. I've been wanting to do this video for ages and I was either like not here at the flat where my foundations are, or I just didn't have the time to do it or anything. But today I have time to do it and I have all my foundations with me that I want to talk about. So I have quite a range of foundations, well, kind of. I've got some drugstore ones or high street, and I've got some higher end ones and MAC and stuff like that. So I'm going to just go through them and tell you what I think of them and rate them like 1 out of 5. Does that make sense? No, rate them out of 5. And then tell you what I thought of it overall. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to start with drugstore. Oh, and foundation is different for everyone, so it depends what kind of finish you want and how your skin is. I like a kind of matte but slightly dewy finish, and my skin is mainly kind of normal, but I have a oily T-zone, so that means my skin gets oily down my nose, forehead and chin. By the end of the day, that is. It doesn't suddenly get really, really oily. It kind of over time starts getting oilier. I don't have that many drugstore foundations. When I was at school I used to use them all the time. I never used high-end until I was about 17, 18. Right, I'll start with this one. This is the first foundation I ever used. It's the L'Oreal True Match foundation. Oh, and my shade is Rose Amber. Yeah, it says it's like super blendable and all that jazz. I think it is blendable, but yeah, I mean it did blend into my skin, but it didn't last all day and it didn't really match my skin totally. That's what I find with drugstore foundations. They don't really match my skin perfectly because I find it hard to match anyway. I always felt like I'd wear this at school, and by the end of the school day I felt like it was disappeared from my skin. So, but then in those days I don't even think I need to powder, so maybe this powdered would stay longer, but I'd give it about 2 out of 5 to be honest, 2-3 out of 5. Next is the Maybelline Dream Satin Liquid Foundation. To be honest, I've only used this a few times. I really wasn't a fan of it. Yeah, it's quite nice. I don't know, to be honest I haven't tried this that many times. It looks like I've used it though, doesn't it? I haven't tried it that many times to tell you, but my colour is sun beige in this foundation. But it says Air Whipped Foundation Airbrush Finish, which I don't think by the end of the day is what it looks like, to be honest. And again, I didn't feel like it matched my skin tone very well. I'd give that one about a 3 out of 5. Okay, next is my favourite of the drugstore foundations. It's the Revlon Photoready foundation. I also like Colour Stay, but I don't have that on me at the moment because I've run out. My colour is Natural Beige 005. I really, really like this foundation. It scares some people off because there's kind of, you know, light reflecting particles in it, but to me, like, I didn't notice that much, to be honest, once it's on the skin and blended in and powdered over. It lasts pretty much all day. The colour is quite nice with my skin tone. Some people think Revlon don't have a good colour range though, but if you have a similar skin tone to mine, you might like this colour. It has SPF 20 in as well, so yeah. But I really, really like this foundation. I give it about a 4 out of 5. Okay, that's it for drugstore foundations that I have. I also like, as I said, Revlon Colour Stay, but I don't have it with me, but I give that about a 4 out of 5 as well. It stays all day on my skin and the finish is good because they have one for oily skin and one for dry skin, so check out Revlon Colour Stay as well. I'll put the prices of all the foundations down below. I'm going to move on to Benefit. I only have 2 Benefit foundation. They're not even proper foundations, to be honest, but I did used to have the Play Stick one before they discontinued it and then brought it back, and I really used to like that, but I don't have it with me. So I have U Rebel here, and this is the darker one. They only have 2. That's the only thing with Benefit, they don't have a good colour range in most of their products. This has SPF 15 in it and it's a tinted moisturiser. Okay, so, and then when it comes out, it's this colour. Can you see that? It's that colour. When it comes out, which does blend in. Blends in quite nicely. But the only thing about this is I found it made my skin really oily. I put it on when I went for the one of the benefit interviews where they make you like do flipping tons of stuff to try and get in there, and they put this on our skin before the day, and I was there for about 2 hours after that trying to reel people in, and when I left my skin was like an oil slick, like my skin was so oily, and it was because of this. So be careful if you have oily skin. I really wouldn't go for this, but that's just my opinion. I'd give this about a 2.5 out of 5. I wouldn't really use it on a day-to-day basis, to be honest. I find for a tinted moisturiser it's quite heavy, but again, that's just me. Everyone's different on what they think about foundation. Some Kind of Gorgeous by Benefit. They say it is a, what do they say? A foundation faker. Fake it, don't cake it with our shortcut to gorgeous. You might remember this from my products I regret buying video. I don't like this at all, and I think the colour range is ridiculous. They have, I think, a lighter one and this one. Can you see the difference with that colour to my face? Like, there's not one that would match my face. It doesn't blend into my face very well. The packaging's cute because you get that and a mirror and everything, but again, this made my skin really, really, really oily. So, oh, and I went back to the woman and I was like, I don't like this. She wouldn't let me take it back, and then I was like, it makes my skin oily, and she was like, oh, there's no oil in it. And then I was like, well, there blatantly is, but whatever it is, it makes my skin oily. Like a 1 out of 5. I don't like that at all. Okay, next I've got MAC Studio Fix Fluid. Okay, this foundation is best for people with more oily skin because it has, I think it has like powder particles in it. My colour is NC37. That's my shade at MAC normally, but in summer it goes into the 40s. I like this, it stays all day. I set it with powder, but it's definitely one of my favourite foundations when I need to know that my foundation is going to stay on all day, and I need good, you know, if I'm on a day out or something, I need a foundation that's going to stay. I do recommend MAC Studio Fix Fluid, but the downside is that it smells like paint and it can feel a little bit heavy. So if you don't like heavy ones and the smell of paint, you won't like this. I give this 5 out of 5 actually, yeah. Next we've got the MAC Mineralize Satin Finish Foundation. It has SPF 15 in it. It looks like this. Okay, if you have oily skin, if you have oily skin, I wouldn't recommend this. Yeah, it's quite heavy. I found it quite heavy, and it's like one of those foundations you can feel it when it's on your skin, and I don't like that. It's okay. I think it has like light reflecting particles in it, kind of like Photoready, but it's heavier than Photoready, I find. And as you can see, I haven't really used a lot of it. I kind of used that much and decided that I didn't really like it anymore. I used this on holiday last year because I thought it would look nice, like with a tan and everything, because of the finish, but then no. Yeah, I think if you want to use this and you have oily skin, definitely powder. The finish is quite nice. It's like a dewy finish. Oh, Studio Fix Fluid is a very matte finish. Yeah, so I give this about a 3 out of 5. Studio Sculpt. I haven't used this for a long time. This is a very, very old container of it, but I loved this foundation when I, when I used it. I think it was my first MAC foundation. It's full coverage. The finish, I'd say, is kind of a satin finish. It's not very dewy, it's not very, very matte. It's gel based, so it's quite a different one than others you might have tried. It has a funny smell. Yeah, but I do recommend this foundation, but I think for winter I wouldn't say go for it in summer because it's quite heavy. But it blended in it blended into my skin really well, and I really liked the finish. It's just that it is a little bit heavy, that's all. But I do give this a 5 out of 5. MAC Face and Body Foundation. This one's quite dark because it's my summer colour. This is in C5. It's a water-based foundation. This foundation is one of those ones, again, that you can feel it on your skin. That's how I felt about it, even though it is water-based, so it's a lighter coverage than the other MAC ones. In my mind, it reminds me of a tinted moisturiser because it's quite light like that. But yeah, when I used to use it, I used to apply it with my e.l.f. Powder brush. And I like it, but it's not my favourite. It does give a nice light coverage and, you know, evens out the skin tone. So it's nice to use when you've got quite good skin already. You know, it's not heavy coverage. It's, you know, light to medium coverage. You can build it up, but you get quite a lot in there for the price. To get an idea of the size of it, it's about that size. I have just normal sized hands, because at first when I saw people showing this, I thought it was like massive, and then I went into MAC and I was like, oh, but you do get a lot in there. There's like 120 mils, and I give this about 4 out of 5. MAC Studio Tech is what I'm wearing today. This is a new one, so I'm still forming my opinion on it. Yeah, oh, and you have a little mirror. It's really cute. I like the packaging. For my skin type, it seems to be okay at the moment, even though it's cream, and I thought because I have slightly oily skin it might make it, you know, quite oily, but it's actually, I really like the finish. The finish is quite, you know, satin dewy, I'm going to say. Not dewy, kind of just, you know, not matte, not totally matte. Yeah, and my colour is, again, NC37. So at the moment I'm using this and then I'm powdering over it, and at the moment I just got this from Sephora in Paris when I just went. It's this, but I'll go more into detail in this on another video. But yeah, I'm liking this at the moment. At the moment I'll give it a 5 out of 5 because it's doing me proud. Then I have 3 other higher end foundations. Okay, firstly I've got Bobbi Brown Skin foundation. Quite a dewy finish, quite light, I'd say light to medium coverage. My colour is Warm Natural 4.5. You've seen me use this on some tutorials actually. It blends into the skin tone really nicely, but I do feel like by the end of the day it's not really on my skin as much as it was at first. So I give it about a 3 out of 5. And I have Chanel Pro Lumiere, which unfortunately I'm pretty sure that it broke me out. I'd say it's about a medium coverage. You can build it up. The finish is kind of dewy, not too dewy. It's nice for combination to oily skin types. Very expensive. I don't think it's worth the price. I mean, I don't know if I'd buy it again, but that is probably because it broke me out. I wouldn't buy this again. I'd like to try one of the other Chanel ones, to be honest. It does last all day. But I kind of got it thinking, oh my god, Chanel, it's going to be absolutely amazing, it's going to be like magic. You know, by the end of the day, oh my god, by the end of the day I was like, oh, okay, it's okay. You know, it's not, it didn't blow me away, it's okay. For the price and it being okay, I don't think that's, don't know, it just didn't impress me as much as I thought it was going to. Lastly, NARS Sheer Matte Foundation. I was really excited to get this, so much hype about Sheer Glow, and I thought I'd get Sheer Matte because my skin is slightly oily. My colour is Barcelona. It gives quite a nice coverage, but it's not really full coverage. I'd say it's about medium coverage, but again you can build it up. But I don't really like building up layers and layers on my skin because I feel like there's so much makeup on your skin, you know, by the time you build up like 3 layers. The colour is nice, the finish is nice, it's kind of, it is, yeah, a matte finish, obviously. I powdered over it again. I powdered all my foundations really because I don't want my T-zone to get oily during the day. I'd give it about 4 out of 5. Not my favourite, again. I was kind of like, oh, it's okay. I mean, it's good, but it's not the best foundation I've tried. So NARS, for the price, it is worth it, but I think I'd try a different one next time. It's not my favourite. It's not my favourite, but it is good. Okay, so that's my review on all my foundations. I hope that was somewhat helpful, and I hope I didn't kind of say the same thing about every single one. I hope you can take something from this video, and sorry about, you know, sorry again about looking at the screen. It's because I haven't filmed for a while, so I'm not totally used to it again. But I'm gonna just give you like my 4 kind of favourite ones out of the bunch. Drugstore wise, definitely Revlon Photoready foundation, really really good. MAC Studio Tech, the cream one, if you don't have too much of an oily skin. Like mine's slightly oily, but it's fine with this foundation. Studio Fix Fluid, I've been using this for a long time and it doesn't fail me, you know, during the day. If you want something other than MAC and something that is, you know, quite a good one as well, the Bobbi Brown one, I'd say. But if you don't mind kind of, it might not stay all day, but if you don't mind a lighter coverage as well, you'll like this one, because it is supposed to look like skin after all. And then I thought I'd tell you all, I use this brush with mostly all of my foundations to apply, the e.l.f. powder brush. You can get that from the e.l.f. website. I've had this one for ages, it's really old. You know, or some days I'll use one like this. This is the Sigma Duo Fibre. One like that. And I hardly ever use the traditional foundation brush. I just don't know what it is. I just don't really like it, to be honest. Over the last 2 years, say, I've been using MAC MSF Natural in medium dark. But I've just recently changed to Sephora, but that's literally in the last 2 days. So I do like this so far. So sorry about you know, my lack of videos recently. I am going to be filming and uploading more because I'm well again as well. Yeah, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah.